Systemic risk management and macroprudential policy. The financial market enables us to safely store savings, invest and build wealth, insure against harmful events, prepare for future expenses like our children's schooling, or take out a loan to start a business. However, markets do not function well on their own. Uncertainties can happen, and someone has to take care of the entire financial system.
Sustaining a well-functioning financial system allows the public to realize their varied economic and financial plans by giving access to different resources. In the process of doing so, we have to manage risk, and this means purposely knowing where this risk emanates.
The concept of risks tells us that there is always the possibility that things may not go as planned with our finances. Information plays an important role because those who know more about what's happening in the market or are better versed with products have the advantage over those who have less information. Another source of risk is when a financial institution itself fails. Finance is a business initiative, but financial institutions largely act on behalf of the saving public, so when they fail, the public does get hurt. This is why regulatory standards are in place to keep financial institutions safe and sound, which forms part of what we call macroprudential oversight. Then there are those cases when there are significant disruptions in the financial system that causes the system itself to break down. When this happens, we are unable to transfer funds to family and friends, settle financial obligations, access our savings, or rely upon pre-funded needs. This erodes the public's trust in the system, and it can get so widespread that the damage is throughout the financial system, financial risks that become systemic risks. But couldn't we just avoid the possibility of a systemic breakdown by making each financial institution strong? Many may be surprised, but the answer to this question is no. To understand why, a traffic analogy can help. When a car breaks down, traffic slows down and eventually gets congested. Drivers see the congestion building up and take the side streets. But everyone who can still change lanes does the same thing, and soon, even the side streets are also more congested than usual. It takes one car to break down and the entire traffic system can be at risk. This shows that the behaviors of the different drivers are linked to one another, and these linkages define the state of traffic. These interlinkages feed into what we call the contagion effect. But what if all the cars were in tip-top shape? Why will the traffic system even be at risk? The answer lies with how we drive our cars on the road. Some drivers may be in such a hurry to get to their destination that they continuously swerve across lanes and cutting off other cars. This alone will slow down the ride for other cars because they have to adjust to zigzagging ways of that one driver. Others may see that this one driver gets away with it and may choose to follow. Then all the more traffic slows down for everyone else. This shows that what may be convenient and good for one or two cars may not be good for the traffic system as a whole. This is what we call the fallacy of composition. It applies to traffic, and it certainly applies to the health of the financial system. This focus on the health of the financial system is called macroprudential policy. Its objective is to contain the effects of risks to the system and by the system itself. If we go back to road traffic as our analogy, risks to the system can be weather disturbances that cause power outages, flooding, and thus traffic congestion. Risks by the system will then be the breakdown of cars, everyone doing the same thing on narrower roads, or the behavior of some drivers affecting the travel time of others. It is important to know that macroprudential policy is different from microprudential oversight. Microprudential oversight focuses on the health of the individual cars, while macroprudential policy focuses on the overall traffic condition. And even when the problem is with some cars breaking down, macroprudential policy worries about the effect of the breakdown on the system, the traffic, and leaves the fate of the stalled vehicle to the microprudential regulator. This is a subtle but very critical distinction. The current efforts of authorities are all about managing the buildup of systemic risks through macroprudential interventions. This is at the heart of the global agenda on financial stability.
The financial system is a network of agents who adapt and learn from their own experiences and those of others. The system reflects linkages between transactions, products, institutions, and stakeholders. These linkages create externalities which can lead to system outcomes that are very different from the actions of the respective agents. This is why financial stability is so important.
Our approach is to concentrate on contagion, concentration, leverage, and liquidity risks, which we collectively call as CL2 risks. This allows us to focus our attention in cases where credit growth and leverage have become excessive, maturity mismatches that are unsustainable, instances of market illiquidity, and concentrated exposures, as well as when incentives create unwarranted risk behaviors. This covers a very wide net. It is not just traffic for a particular street in a specific area of town, it is traffic crisscrossing through several areas at all times. But the world has also seen from the global financial crisis how badly things can become for a country and across several countries when we don't pay attention to systemic risks in the financial markets.
At the end of the day, we will all benefit from a well-functioning financial system. Financial stability is not just about a financial system that effectively provides the benefits of finance to stakeholders. Ultimately, it is all about safeguarding and improving the welfare of every Filipino.